John also goes to Herodias, who is King Herod's wife. And he says to Herod, it is not lawful for you to have her. She is your brother Philip's wife. Oh boy, is America even ready for that message? I'm not sure. Are pastors even preaching that? Herod being married to Herodias while Philip was still alive meant that they were in a state of adultery and living in sin, and that their marriage was not recognized by God. Understand, Herod and Philip are both Jews, which means we would equate that to being believers. This would be like a Christian wife leaving a Christian husband to marry another Christian and thinking it's okay because of the grace of God. No. You know what John said? Just like Malachi said it's not lawful for you to have her. You know, it was at that moment that Herodias decided, it says she nursed a grudge in her heart and she decided she wanted to murder John. You try and tell people that are Christians, and in this case they were Jewish believers, that they're living in sexual sin. Oh, I'm heterosexual and I'm married. Nope, still sexual sin, Herodias. Because you, in the eyes of God, are one flesh with Philip. And becoming one flesh with Herod didn't undo that one flesh with Philip. Nothing can undo that. Not a piece of paper, not anything. What did Jesus say? What God has joined together, let no man separate. You might be in a state of adultery. A lot of heterosexual Christians are in a state of adultery and don't think they are. They also don't know that to become one flesh is marriage. You know how serious and binding this is? Who did Jacob want to marry? Rachel or Leah? He wanted Rachel, didn't he? What did Laban do? Laban knew the law of God, and he tricked him, didn't he? He knew the law of God said that when the two become one flesh, they're married. Genesis 2:24. Leah was a virgin. She was the firstborn. He knew that if he slept with her, this is pre-Moses, but Moses said, if a man seduces a virgin and sleeps with her, she shall be his wife. And he sleeps with Leah because it's a dark room, is our understanding. He really didn't know. That's understandable. There's no electricity. And if they turned out all the candles and all that, it's just a dark bedroom. He really didn't know. It says when he woke up in the morning, behold, Leah was there. He was shocked. Why didn't he ask for an annulment? He and Laban knew God's law that many have forgotten today. The two became one flesh. It's a done deal. They sealed the deal. It's over. A Jew and a Jew. She wasn't a foreigner because there were different rules for foreign wives. Child of Abraham, slept. Binding till death. So what does he do? You said you give me Rachel. You're going to give me Rachel. And that's how he ends up with both of them. And understand, Israel came through Rachel, Leah, Zipporah, and Bilhah. That's a whole different conversation. But the key to that, the reason why Laban's trick even worked, is because sex was marriage. Some of you are in adultery because you think that sex is casual. You think that a divorce piece of paper means divorced, and Jesus doesn't accept it. You think that that believer you slept with is not your spouse, and they are. I know you didn't have a wedding. Many didn't have weddings in the Bible. Jacob had a wedding, yeah. You know who didn't? Isaac. Isaac and Rebekah had no wedding. They just went into the tent and became one flesh, and they were husband and wife. A lot of you are judging the homosexuals, and you are in adulterous sexual relationships. And we've got to repent as a nation of our greed, of our sexual immorality, of our unforgiveness, of our constant inebriation, use of substances, drunkenness. No one who is born of God practices sin because his seed abides in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God. By this, the children of God and the children of the devil are obvious. Anyone who does not practice righteousness is not of God, nor the one who does not love his brother.